Hello, and welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Crystal, and I'm so glad that you're here. I just wanted to acknowledge that I started this channel, Pray, Eat, Crochet, with the intent on inspiring and uplifting people through my creations. But I feel like I can't go a step further without acknowledging the true creator, which is Christ Jesus. And hold on, before y'all who ain't in belief, click off. I pondered about this, how I was gonna relay this message, because it's very important that I relay this message that if you don't have God in your life, just try him out, because God is not like humans, where humans just dismiss you based off your sexuality, or if you're married, or if you're messed up and they holding a grudge, or just any sin, anything that you could have broken the commandments. Like, that's why Christ died for us, so that when we miss the mark, there's still a way. Like, there is still somebody who loves you, even when the world act like they don't. And I had to acknowledge that. But today's video, now that I got that out the way, I'll get more into that with more videos. But now that I got that out the way, today's video, I'm gonna be doing the granny square. And so yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys. For the video, I am using a Value Super Saver yarn in some sort of orange color, and a Susan Bates hook. I'm sorry I didn't read the actual color, but it's the Super Saver yarn. I'm starting on a magic ring by just twisting the yarn the same way you would a slip knot, but then taking the yarn and pulling it through just like that, and keeping the ring in your hands. You're gonna twist the yarn like you're doing the double crochet, pull up a loop till you have 3 loops on the hook. I'm just pulling that tail end of the yarn to make it a little bit tighter. I'm yarning over and I'm pulling through 2, just like with regular double crochet when you pull through 2 loops. I apologize for these camera angles. Listen, I'm new. Then you yarn over and you pull through the other 2 loops, and that'll give you your first cluster, or your first stitch, I believe it's called. And then you're going to do that 3 times. So we're going to do another double crochet. So I'm yarning over, I'm sticking the yarn in the circle, then I'm yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over and pulling through 2 again. And I have to do that 1 more time to make a set of 3. After you make your set of 3, you're just going to do it 4 times. You're going to have 4 clusters of 3. Oh, I'm skipping a part. Once you make this first set of 3, I'm on the 3rd one now. After you make this, you're going to chain 2. So that's the first set of the 3 clusters. And we're going to do our chain 2. That's 1. And that's 2. And now you're going right back into that ring and doing another set of 3 double crochets in the ring. And it's pretty much just the same technique. And so I don't bore you to death, I guess I'll tell you a story. Come on, kids, let me tell you a story. I really don't have a story to tell. I'm just trying to make some small talk because the video is long. So y'all just go y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I made this video because granny squares are really easy to make. Once you get the hang of it, you just pretty much keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's really just getting past this magic ring. Like once you get the magic ring down, you can pretty much make anything go into a circle. It's pretty neat. So where I'm at right now is I'm making another chain of 2, and then I'm making the next cluster. I'm working the first stitch for the 3rd cluster. I'm hoping that makes sense. I'm new. You're gonna have to bear with me through this process. It'll get better with time, I promise. So I'm on the 3rd double crochet. To my understanding, in the UK, what the US call a double crochet, the UK calls it a treble crochet. Now, don't quote me on all the measurements because I'm just getting started with this. But I believe that is the terminology. I just did another chain of 2, and I'm getting ready to do the last set of the clusters of 3, and then the magic's gonna happen, and I'll show you that when we get there. So now that we're there, here comes the magic. We're gonna pull on the smaller string there. See how I got that in my hand? We're gonna pull that to bring all these clusters together. And that's the magic. Once you bring all the clusters together, you're going to have a small opening on the side there, and you're going to do a slip stitch to close that opening. Slip stitch is just like the tight stitch, and it's just a matter of one yarn over the hook and sticking the hook through the very top of the stitches, and then pulling the yarn through just one time, not doing the whole double situation. You can leave a comment if you like me to do some more detailed tutorials on slip knots and slip stitches and a more detailed magic ring, because I kind of just flew through this one. I'm doing a voiceover, so it's not going to be as detailed, but if you want me to do that, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know what you want in the comments, or I don't know. Alright, so now that we've gotten these together, I'm just opening up the corners, because the corners is a big thing for granny squares. You're constantly working in the corners, and I'm just opening it up so I'll be able to see like where I need to go. Once you're in the corner, you want to chain 2. Well, I chain 3 so I can have enough height, and then do a double crochet in each corner. Well, I'm gonna do a double crochet in that same corner that I just did the chain in. I hope that makes sense. You're gonna do it 3 times, so that's 2, because that first chain counts as a stitch. So you had to do 1 double crochet and now you're doing another, you're gonna do 2 in order to make it be 3 in that corner like that there. Then from that point you're gonna chain 2 more and then put 3 more double crochets in that same hole, in the corner. Before you go anywhere, you just gonna stay in that corner and work that corner. So I'm making, that's 1 double crochet after I made the chain of 2, and now I'm gonna put 2 more in that same corner. You have to have 6 in all for each corner, and as the square gets bigger, I'll tell you how it like changes from the middle versus how you have to do in the corners. It's basically 6 in the corners, and it's clusters of 3 in the middles, and it's clusters of 6 in the corners, so that it keeps turning into a corner, if that makes sense. So it should look something like that. Now before you go over to this next corner, you just want to chain 1. It helps give it a nice even stitch across. Then you're going into that next corner, and then you're doing another set of 3 double crochets before you chain 2 and put another set of 3 double crochets in that same corner. I chose this color because of the season. It's October right now, and it just seemed like it fit the bill. But next time I think I'm going to do another color. Okay, so I just did that chain 2, and I'm getting ready to put another set of 3. So that was 1 double crochet, and I'm putting 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. Another thing that I need to explain is that I have a very unique way that I hold the hook, because I don't like I don't like the yarn being wrapped all around my hand all crazy. I did never quite pick that up quite right. So the way how I hold the hook is it's in a way so that I don't have to have the yarn wrapped all around my hand. So it's like, if you see my fingers, I'm using like the middle finger and like the ring finger to hold the project. I know that if you want a tutorial on how I hold the hook, because it's so different than how most people do, but it's still, it gets the job done. I can show you that. Alright, so where am I now? I am working, that's 2 double crochets in the corner. I'm making the 3rd before I have to do a chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets in that same corner. Don't leave that corner until you have 6 in each corner. I'm just so excited because I have so many things planned for you guys. The crochet is just one aspect of the video, but I also have the food coming. But you gotta bear with me because I'm new. Alright, I just did that chain 1 so I can be able to jump over into that next corner. And it looks like this is the last corner. for that, to be able to complete a full set of the square, before we have to add in like how to work the middles. The next row we'll be adding in how to work the middles, but right now I'm still completing that corner. I'm doing that chain 2 so I can put another set of 3, and then this will be the last corner. This is the 4th corner to put your sets of, your sets of 6, because you have to have 6 clusters in each hole. And once you get to that last one, I'll wait till I get there. Once you get to this last one, you're just gonna chain 1 and slip stitch to close that gap. So that's my yarn over, so I can do my slip stitch. I'm just pulling through without doing any, without pulling through the whole pull through 2. You're just pulling through 1 so that you can close that gap. So now you have a whole square going on here. And the whole thing with the granny squares is you always want to work it from the corner. So when you first close that gap, you're not going to be in the corner. So you have to like keep slip stitching until you get to the corner. You always want to be working a corner when it comes to when you come to like finishing it off, every time you finish a row. So you're just gonna take your yarn, pull it over, and stick your hook through the top there, and just keep doing those slip stitches until you get to that corner. Once you're in the corner, you could chain 3, and that will count as a stitch. And you're going to do that same technique of putting 6 of them in the hole, but you're going to put 3 first, and then chain 2, and then put your other 3 all in the same hole. That's my chain 2, and I'm putting another set of 3 in that same hole. So your corner should look something like that. Now we're getting to that middle part I was talking about. So you're just going to chain 1, and you're going to double crochet into the middle hole 3 times, and that's it. You don't have to do the chain 2 like you do in the corners. You're just doing a straight 3 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1 and go over to the next corner. And it's always like that. You always just want 3 in those middle holes as the square gets bigger. You only need 3 in those middle holes. So you got 6 over there, 3 over here. And here comes that chain 1. And I'm yarning over. And I'm going to pull up a loop in the corner. You should have 3 loops on the chain. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. Do that 3 times. Because we're in a corner, we're going to chain 2 after we do that, and double crochet 3 more in that same corner. And I'm sorry that it looks like I'm threading on the floor because it's so off the camera, but that's all I'm doing is the same thing, which is the set of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another set of 3 in that corner. And there they are, 3, 6, then another 3, and then 3, crochet 3 because we in the middle. So that's 2, and that is 3. Gonna chain 1. Now we're back in a corner. What do you think we're supposed to do? We're gonna double crochet 3, chain 2, and then double crochet 3 more in that same hole. Why? Because we're in a corner. I got people driving by all loud on my street. They don't realize I'm trying to make video. Okay. I would speed this up, but I don't have the technology. Y'all gonna bear with me, I'm new. Alright, so you see how that's looking? We're back in the middle again. So that's gonna be a chain 1 and then 3 double crochets in that middle hole. Maybe one of these days I could show you some more of the granny square blankets that I've made. Or I may add it to the end of the video. I don't know yet. I don't know. Now it looks like we're in the last corner. Can't really tell. I think we're in the last corner, so I'm doing 3. I should be chaining 2. And then putting another 3, and then we're gonna get ready to close this off. And I believe I stopped there after I get ready to close this off. I don't even think I showed how to close it off. I may add that in, but if not, we might make closing it off a different video. I don't know, it's all on how I'm feeling. I'm new, y'all gonna bear with me. Alright, so check that out. We should be looking something like this by now. We have the last middle hole that we have to do our cluster of 3 in. So we should be chaining 1. And then double crocheting right into that middle. And that's going to be the last one. Once we make a set of 3. That was 1. This is 2. And this is the last one. I'm so excited. And now we're getting ready to chain 1 and do a slip stitch to close this off. Some of my hair weave got in there. Sorry about that. I was trying to get that out. Lisa didn't really show on the camera, but that's what my fingers is doing right there. Okay, so now we're gonna do the slip stitch to close this off, and that's pretty much it. You're gonna weave in your loose ends, and then you're done. You'll have your first granny square. Now, I didn't weave in the loose ends here. This is just like the basics. But if you want me to show you how to weave in loose ends, I mean, I can do that for you. I like to just kind of use the hook because I'm lazy, but you're supposed to use the tapestry needle. I think that was the problem with my last video. I just used the hook because I didn't feel like it. No, you get tired. I didn't feel like it. But if y'all really want to see how you're supposed to weave in properly, I'll do that for you. Alright, so here we go. We got a hole full of granny square. You want to pull on that string so that it's nice and tight in the middle. And there you go. You got a good starter kit right there. You can just go for what you know after after that. And so I just wanted to get a close-up shot. Look at that. Maybe I'll show you how to add colors on the next one.